Alright, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Gonna do another quick video on the Talon 2 Shroud here that I just got in. Done quite a bit of testing on it, ran it against all my other shrouds and everything, and I'm determined I'm gonna run with this one because of just the simple fact that it works the best as far as quieting my gun down. I've done a lot of testing with 3000 psi and also 3400 psi. I've ran about 25 rounds through this thing with the 3400 psi. And it's just extremely impressive. I'm putting them all the way out there to 40 yards very accurately, grouping very well. But this shroud is definitely, the premier way to go. But what that got my mind doing is thinking about, okay, right now the shroud is definitely knocking it down at 3400 psi. It's putting it at 110 decibels, and it's also muffling the sound to where instead of you getting a sharp crack, it muffles it basically to where you're just getting some air pressure noise. So even though it's still 110 decibels. A hand clap, if you clap your hands together, I was getting about 84, 85. But the hand clap sounds louder because it's a sharper sound. It's the crack of the air. Same thing with an unshrouded barrel. It's louder, yes, but it's also got the sharpness, and this shroud here from Talon definitely eliminates the sharpness. And then when you drop it down to a 40 foot-pounds of energy gun running 3000 psi, this thing is actually bringing us down to 90 decibels, which, again, the hand clap was almost the same, but it's sharper, so it seems louder. So this gun is definitely neighborhood friendly and all that good stuff at any power setting with the shroud on there. And a couple of changes that he's actually made. You've got the solid aluminum all the way through. You've also got a double O-ring at the back here. And then it's got an air gap that basically fits around the barrel and gives you about 1/8 of an inch of room all the way around the barrel. So what I'm going to do to allow that air to expand a little bit more and see if we can make this gun even quieter than it already is, which is it's going to be a stretch, but I can't stop tinkering with stuff, but we're going to give it a try. This is my original barrel bushing that I just vented out, just took a drill bit to it, knocked 6 holes through there, and I'm going to run that on there to see if we can get this thing below 90 decibels with the Talon Shroud. And a couple of changes that he's actually made on this one versus some of his other ones is the front cap was actually pinned on or screwed on in some of them, but he actually has completely epoxy this thing all the way around on the front end to make sure that the front end is basically one solid piece. And then the rear end of it is actually still held on the same way and all that good stuff. And I do believe it's epoxied on as well. But the fit and finish of this is very impressive. The double O-rings, a little bit of airspace, around it. We're definitely going to see what we can do to make this thing just a little bit quieter. I'm going to run the 3000 psi today, and see if we can get this thing below 90 decibels. So the way you do the front barrel bushing, in case some people haven't done it before, it's really simple. There's one Allen screw right here that holds the front handguard on. Then you take out the side screws, and then there's 2 more. Once I get the handguard off, I'll turn the camera back on and show you real quick exactly the 4 set screws that need to come out. Then the whole barrel assembly slides out the front, and then you just stick this on there, and we'll see what happens with that. So let me get the front handguard off, get the gun apart, and then we'll stick this thing back together. We'll take it back outside and see how low we can go with the Talon Shroud. Alright, so what I've done here is just simply removed the 4 barrel bushing screws out of the gun, hand grips off of it and everything. And from there, pretty easy process. You're just going to slide the barrel out of the gun, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and remove this barrel bushing and slide our vented barrel bushing on. Put the gun back together. Then we're going to head outside for testing. And I don't think there's very much room for improvement over what that Talon Shroud does. But we're going to try, because if you know me, you know I can't stop messing with stuff. But trying to improve on something that is pretty much perfect. We'll see what we can do. Now you want to make sure your little nubs in the barrel right there line up with your set screw. Nice and easy. because that's what keeps you straight and on track. Alright, so when you stick the barrel back in the gun, you know you got it all lined up. Make sure the other barrel bushing's nice and tight, even though we didn't mess with it. And there we go, vented barrel bushing going back in the gun. Alright, so the barrel's back in with the ventilated barrel bushing, front hand guards on, and the all the little barrel bushing screws are in. So installation of this thing, incredibly simple. You know, I put a little bit of lube on there, you know, because it do have O-rings, they're sliding against metal. So I try and make sure everything's lubricated up and stuff like that. I use the same lubrication I use on everything else for the high pressure gun. You know, and the same thing on my hill pump and everything. We just ease it down the barrel, line it all up, stab her right in. Bam. Once she locks in place, utilize the grub screw that's actually got the tip on it that matches up in between the two grooves. Tighten that sucker down, and that's all there is to it. So it's about as easy as you can get for something that functions this well. Tighten her down, bang. I always use the short side of it so you don't over torque stuff, because you know, dealing with aluminum on a lot of this stuff, you can strip out screws very easily. And that's all there is to it. So the shroud is installed on the gun. We're all ready to rock and roll. And of course, safety first. I removed the power supply. You don't ever work on a gun that's got potential to go off, air in it, anything like that, no matter what kind of gun it is. High pressure, low pressure, doesn't matter. Make sure the gun is completely safe. No air pressure in it whatsoever. But once we run back outside again, I'm going to be using the 3000 PSI tank, do some target shooting, see if it's all sighted in still, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. So get this rolling here in a few minutes. Alright, so here we go. Another run of the outdoor testing and all that good stuff on the Talon Shroud. And the way the gun's set up again, we got the 3000 PSI tank on there. Talon 2's quick change top hat with the smallest insert, 35 thousandths washer underneath it. The incredible Talon Shroud, and we showed you how to put it on and install it and everything. And we're going to see exactly what the noise level is, and then give it a couple runs on the digital sound level meter. I'm going to run 5 shots across it on a 25 meter range. So you sit there, shoot down there, and then we're give you a no kidding, this is what it's shooting. Because like I said, this thing is absolutely to the point of being unbelievable, where you know the clapping of the hands is actually louder than the gun going off. You know, you can definitely notice it more. This thing is very impressive. So here we go. One flyer. Alright, that was 5 shots on that one, and kind of rushed it a little bit, but accuracy is still pretty decent. One flyer, you know, 4th shot's out to the right, 5th shot is out to the left. But 3 shots, first 3, 4th, 5th, and just give another comparison. We're gonna try and see if we can get the impact on target being louder
than the actual gun. Oh lordy. This is going to be quite a sneaky little shot here. Let's see what happens with this one. No room for messing up. Alrighty. So, like I said, the Talon Shroud and all that good stuff is the gun itself. You know, the impact's louder than the gun itself. The quality build is fantastic, and it's definitely glad I made the switch to this Shroud. Tony, you're doing outstanding work. Appreciate the t-shirt and everything you're doing, dude. So, hope you enjoy this video. Hope this helps everybody else out there. But right now the gun is set up for 40 foot-pounds of energy, and that's all the noise it makes. Impact is louder than the gun. Till next time, stay in there and have a good day.